G'day everyone and welcome to today's video. So today what we'll talk about is some basic web development. We'll go through how to create an index.html page and link some JavaScript to it. So if you haven't done so already, just make sure you download Visual Studio Code for your operating system. Once you've done that, head over to extensions and download Live Server. So Live Server will just allow us to run our web pages in our browser and see any live changes that we make. Once you do that, we'll come over here to the Explorer section and we'll right click and go new file. We'll call this file index.html, which will be the root directory for our website. So what we'll do is we'll click Shift 1, Enter. What this will do is this will bring up a basic HTML layout for our website. So here we've got our header tags, we've got our body, where a majority of our content will be displayed on our website. So in the body we can add headings, so I can say this is our homepage. Click Save, right click, run on Live Server, and we'll see that it's displayed. In our body we add majority of our content being our images or anything like that. We can also add in scripts, so that's something we'll cover later on in this video. Another thing I want to go through is just some closing tags. So as you can see, every section has an opening tag and then a closing tag denoted by this /. Now the next thing we'll do is we'll start by creating our JavaScript file. We'll right click, new file, and then type in script.js and then click enter. So from here, this will be where we'll populate all of our JavaScript, and then we'll send that over to our index page to utilize a function and put a greeting on our homepage or index page. So anytime I do any coding in JavaScript or anything, even HTML, I like to do some commenting. So I'll comment up here and just say, let's create a function that sends a greeting message to your index page. Apologize for my spelling. Alright, so what we'll need to do first, if we want to do this, we want to create a variable holding the information or the greeting that we want to send to the index page. So the way to do this is I'll type in the code and then I'll explain it after. So I'll create the variable first. So I'll comment, create a variable called greetings. I apologize, my spelling is shocking. So here I'll type in let greeting equal, and then the message that we'll send will be the typical hello world. So we'll just go through this quickly. So what does this mean? Let is a keyword in JavaScript. It's specifying that we're creating a variable and it's going to only be usable within our particular code block that we're using it. So greetings, this is just naming the variable. So you can name the variable whatever you want, just make sure it's specific to what it's holding. And then here I've got the open and close quotation marks, and inside I've got my message, which is hello world. And then at the end here I've got my semicolon saying that I'm closing this line of code. So that's the end of it. Think of that as like a full stop for a sentence. So now we'll come down underneath this and we'll comment in our function. So let's create a function that sends our greetings message to the home page. So now the thing is here, we don't have an ID to send it to. So we need to add an ID on our home page. So what I'll do is I'll create a blank paragraph, and add an ID. So the good thing is in JavaScript, anytime you want to add anything, so any text to a paragraph or a heading, you can use an ID. So you can use this particular call here. So I've gone ID and I'm assigning the ID to, we'll call it greetings message. Now this is great. What this means is that I can use this over here in my JavaScript file to populate my function. So I'll type in my function. So function, I'll call it display message, and I'll pass it our greeting. So as you can see here, I've just typed in the word function, denoting that we're starting a function, we're naming the function display message, and then we're passing it a greeting. So in the brackets here, this is called a parameter. A parameter is something that you pass a function to then use it in the function. So that'll become a lot more clearer when we start utilizing this function with the paragraph and when we actually fully complete this function. Here we've got our open and close brackets. So what this is here is this is saying that, hey, this is our function, and within these brackets here is what's going to be run when we run this function. So what I'll do here is I'll type in document dot get element by ID, and then I'll specify the ID that we used for that particular paragraph, which was greetings message. I'm sure that's what it was. Let me just double check. So the best thing to do is when you make an ID like this is to just copy and paste it so you don't have any spelling mistakes or any changes. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to edit the inner text and I'm going to pass it the greeting. And then I'm going to close that line of code. So what I've done here is I've said, let's get a document and get it by its ID. So we're saying, hey, let's refer to the index.html page, get an element from that page using its ID, which in this case was greetings message. And then we're going to edit the inner text with our greeting. Okay. Now, how can we use this function? It's very simple to use a function. We're just going to write in the name of the function, put the brackets in, and then we pass in our greeting. So for now, it's just greeting, as we've specified in this variable up here that holds hello world. So what is this doing? This is just running this function. It's passing hello world to our index page at the paragraph level. Now what you'll realize is that if I run this page, nothing will actually happen. The reason is because we haven't linked our script to our HTML page. So we'll head back over to Visual Studio Code and we'll do that. Now this is very simple. What we'll do is we'll just add a script. So we'll type in script like this. And then we'll assign the source saying that it's script.js. Now we'll save that. So what should happen now is this particular function should go through. It should find the greeting message ID and then pass the greeting hello world to the paragraph section on this index.html page. And as you can see, hello world is displayed there. Now I know this is a very simple web page and goes through some very simple ways to create functions, but this is something that you should practice. This is something that you should go through and become really good at. If you can get these basic fundamentals down and understand how to use these variables and create these basic functions, it becomes a lot easier when you make more complex websites. Alright, thank you for watching this video today. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I'm going to be coming out with some more content. I'm going to try and make a full HTML course, a full Flutter course, and a full React Native course. And from there, we're just going to keep building and building and building. I hope that I can give you guys enough free content to the point where you're job ready for anything. So I want you to be job ready if you want to get into mobile application development or web development. I want you to be ready for it. So I'm going to do my best to help you guys and create this content. So if you can, please support me just by liking and subscribing to my page. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.